Hello everyone, welcome to video lecture series of radar systems. Today's topic is Doppler effect. See, you have already aware with it, but let us discuss the importance of Doppler effect in the case of the radar system. How it is going to be beneficial for us in the case of radar. Let us begin. To begin with, let us revise what we have discussed in the case of the radar system. What is the function of the radar over there? Radar pulses is actually being transmitted from the radar, and in the case of the target being present, some of the transmitted pulses is being reflected back by the target from the radar. Means the radar is going to receive some of the echo pulses, and depending upon the strength of that, the presence of target is being done. But what will happen if the target is not stationary? Means if the target is moving, then there will be a change in the frequency of the signal. Change in the frequency of the signal means the frequency which is being transmitted with respect to the frequency which is being received by the radar. And this effect is known as a Doppler effect. So you are aware with this particular effect, but just to revise, see, everyday life you have observed the multiple examples of the Doppler phenomena, like with the sounds, or just take a very simple example of a moving train. It is a very good example. As the train approaches, and if somebody is stationary over there, if a person is stationary, what will happen? The pitch, which you call the term pitch, the frequency of the whistle, that particular sounds, it seems higher than when the train passes by. And what will happen? After some time, you are going to find out that the pitch or sounds, it is same if the train were stationary. As the train recents from the observer or the listener, the pitch again decreases. The same kind of behavior or the pattern you can observe in the case of the car horns also. It means the Doppler effect, it is a frequency shift which results from the relative motion between a source and the listener or a observer. And the Doppler shift, this is directly proportional to the speed between the source and listener, frequency of source, speed of the wave or the speed of light with which electromagnetic wave travels. So accordingly, Doppler effect, on the basis of this, there are two possible cases arises when we are studying the radar systems. The frequency of received signal will increase when the target moves towards the direction of the radar. Means target is moving towards the radar, and the frequency of received signal will decrease when the target is moving away from the radar. So this is actually the behavior which can be observed when we are studying the radar system. See, when we have to derive a particular formula via which we can calculate the Doppler frequency shift, to start with, let us assume that the range, which is the distance between the radar and target, that is r. It means the total distance for a two-way communication path, it will be 2r. R is when it has to start from the radar to target, the r distance again from target to radar, that is r. So r plus r is 2r total all. And the radar transmits a signal to the target, and accordingly target resends or send an echo signal which is being received by the radar. Right? Now, if we say lambda is one wavelength, then number of wavelengths, total number of wavelengths n, which are present in two-way communication path. Two-way communication path, the total distance traveled is 2r. So this can be calculated as 2r upon lambda, right? The number of wavelengths. And one wavelength lambda, this one wavelength actually corresponds to the angular excursion of 2 pi radian, means 360 degree total. It means the total angle of excursion which is made by electromagnetic wave during the two-way communication path between the radar and target, it would be equal to what? 2 pi into 2 pi into 2r upon lambda radian, or you can say 4 pi r upon lambda, right? So mathematical formula for the angular frequency, we can write it as what? Omega is 2 pi f. You are aware with? See, what will happen when the target is not stationary, when the target is moving, it means the value of r will change continuously. See, when the value of r is changing continuously because the target is in motion, it means phase will also vary accordingly. And a change in phase with respect to the time is known as angular frequency, right? Change in phase with respect to the time, which is the angular frequency. So the mathematical relationship between the angular frequency and phase angle is what? Change in phase with respect to the time. So d phi upon dt. So this is how you can write it. From equation 1 and 2, just equate the value of omega. So if you are equating, what you are going to write over here? 2 pi f, which is equal to d phi upon dt. So from here you can write this particular term. Now moving ahead, from here you can write down what is the value of f. Just you have to rearrange the term. F is what? 1 upon 2 pi d phi upon dt. From here you have to rearrange the value of frequency or the terms for the frequency, etc. We have this particular equation. Now what we have to do? We have to substitute the term fd in place of f in this equation, which we are saying equation number 3, and phi is what? 4 pi r upon lambda, which is actually the, you have calculated 2 pi is the total phase change. Phi, you have calculated the total phase change is 360 degree, which is 2 pi, and the total wavelength which is given by 2r upon lambda. So here, from here you have written phi is this. Now substitute these values into equation number 3. Upon substituting, you are getting this particular term, and here you can observe pi and lambda, these are the constants, so you can rearrange it. Here you are getting 2 pi, pi will be cancelled out. In the numerator you will be getting 2 upon lambda into dr upon dt. This term dr upon dt, this is the change in range with respect to the distance, with respect to the time. This is nothing but the radial velocity. You know that what is velocity? Velocity is distance upon time. So here you can rearrange this particular term and you can write it down. What is fd? 2 vr upon lambda. So this is equation number 4, which you have rearranged. Upon substituting the value, you can calculate, you can determine the Doppler frequency. So fd is the Doppler frequency, vr is the relative velocity. At the same time, you know what is lambda. Lambda is nothing but c upon f. So you can substitute this value of lambda into the equation number 4 and you can rearrange the term. So the denominator is what? C upon f. Rearrange it. What you are getting? fd, which is equal to 2 vr into f upon c. Let us say this is mathematical equation expression. We have represented it by number 5. From this particular equation as well, you can calculate it. Here f is the frequency of transmitted signal. You can calculate. If lambda is being given, c is the speed of light and its value is equal to 3 into 10 raised to the power 8. So accordingly you can calculate. You may get a number of numerical questions also. If you substitute the value of c over here, you can calculate it. So depending upon the units also, if the wavelength is in meter, velocity is in knots, then accordingly the dimension you will be getting over there. Thank you so much for watching this video.